Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Atlakat, and today we're playing Steel Division 2. And we're playing with the 16 Panzer. And today we're playing on the map Skulls. And we'll be playing on the right side. As you can see, we have our units deployed. We have our recon deployed. We have our King Tiger, which is the staple of this division. Some anti-aircraft, and one Panzer. Just are going to be your commander. Now, this match is pretty crazy. We've got a massive tank rush that comes in later, and one of the, at least in my part, one of the most epic counterattacks we could probably muster. So, this is going to have a lot of ebb and flows. It's going to change sides quite often. It's been a while since I've seen this match, but we're going to be here for this ride. So, as always, we're starting off with 2 players here. I believe we need 3 on this side just to have an effective push. Our recon goes a little bit too forward and gets completely annihilated, while our partner here pushes on the left-hand side. And we're going to be trying to capture this flag. Very hard considering the fact that we don't have necessarily the units. You know, we've got the quality, but we don't have the quantity. So we're more on the defensive stance here. And we start engaging that IS-2. See that round? Even left a hole in the ground. And the IS-2 retreats. Knowing it's easy prey for the Tiger. And our partner's already pushing up here. As you can see, everything else is also in formation. See a couple T-34s here. Couple of them burned out on the side of the road. One taking some damage here. Oh, gets completely blown up. And so far, everything's pretty much straightforward. They're trying to fight for this top hill here. My side stays a little bit more quiet. Let's go over here and see what's going on here. We move our Panzer just a little bit forward so it can connect with our heavy tank, along with our anti-aircraft defense. But not much is going on our side. It's really quiet at the moment. More actions going on here. As you can see, this half-track is over here giving suppressive fire for this infantry here that's pinned down at the moment, falling back. So is the 18 gun is going, but there doesn't seem to be too much resistance here. And we can see there's an artillery strike also being positioned here on this flag here, while these tanks are pushing up towards this little ridge. And we just lost a flag, another vehicle, and that's actually a pretty big loss considering the fact that we needed that air support. Here goes a mechanized infantry charge. With us losing our recon and being a little bit off by that, right now the best we can do is try to get into this tree line. He's trying to blind our King Tiger tank with some smoke. And this is the first time I also played with this deck too. So I wasn't very familiar with it. I'm better with infantry decks. Just because I can, especially with my Jaeger. You know, I like infantry better than tanks and heavy armored vehicles. And you can just see all that destruction from artillery and just tank fire. And we take some pretty heavy losses here, as our entire platoon is almost wiped out. Here are the consequences of that strike, as those tanks over there are just firing back. Let's see what else is going on in the map. You can see that they're trying to hold off another attack also into the town. They have plenty of infantry, so if they get too close, these Jaegers should be able to deal with them. Transmission is damaged. And once again, we're over here dealing with the consequences of losing 2 half-tracks, our air support again, and our reconnaissance. And having our King Tiger tank blinded. So this is the one major factor that we're dealing with likely one of these Soviet decks here. I want to say, do we have a 97th here? I want to say it's either this one or this one. Who's this guy? Okay, we're dealing with that one. So once we can get our King Tiger tank into position, we start putting it into fire. We've got an AT gun there. Falling back because we're taking some damage. Also getting pushed really hard on this front here. After once again shooting up on the hill. Hitting down some Guvaria. Right now we're trying to stop the Soviet advance. And the AT gun trying to pick off those tanks. But they're out in the open. And that's where we're the strongest. Even though we're a little bit too close. But it's almost guaranteed that this King Tiger tank is going to annihilate these T-34s. Even at this range. We got some more reconnaissance back here, keeping it out of the line of sight. Just because there's a, pretty fierce tank battle going on. Taking down the command tank. Airstrike, he's trying to take out the Tiger. Survives the airstrike, but takes damage. But it has not pierced the armor yet. And falling back, since we did what we needed to do. Excuse me. We do lack air support, like I said before, or anti-air support. Here goes our infantry moving back up. Still into some artillery fire. And things are quiet right now as the reconnaissance plane is in the air, scoping out the entire area. Things are getting pretty bad because we're getting pushed here. There's another tank. What is it? Another tank assault here. Another one here. And they're also pushing in this sector here too. So they've captured the high ground, despite the fact that we hold this high ground here. Back on our side, we knock out a reconnaissance group. You see the infantry that's hiding within the forest tree line. And the IS-2s, anti-tank guns, and this ISU-152. Bring up our Tiger, see if we can deal with threat. Right now we're engaging the IS-2. Taking some heavy rounds. Started moving out of range. They got a commander up there. As you can see, it's gained some veterancy, making it very dangerous. But at this range, we should be quite capable against either one of them. See the IS-2 taking some damage. Rounds flying right next to it. Still no kill. Oh, a direct hit on the IS-2-152. Taking damage and has been penetrated. And it's falling back. And now it's completely out of sight. Now we send some panzer tanks and this commander to start pressing on this flank, which is the goal that we're coming up with, to bring up this little support vehicle, which is still alive despite the fact that it just took a heavy artillery barrage. And here comes more aircraft as they're trying to take out the King Tiger tank. Still takes two of these rocket airstrikes and still survives, but is falling back, and now it's penetrated. So, they've done some damage to us now. And our infantry is pinned down in the tree line. The IS-2 still out there. These panzer tanks are no match for it. So they have no choice but to get back into the town. We're going to use this, which is really good against anti-tank guns like these. It's very good against them. Let's see if we can get it to fire again. You see the airstrike coming in. Here goes the round. And that is the impact it does when it hits. It's pretty good. Definitely does a lot of damage, especially to it can knock out tanks. I wouldn't use it generally for tanks. And there goes the King Tiger tank actually getting knocked out this time. But it's very good against AT guns and infantry and anything basically in a tree line. You lose the commander too. And now we're trading just vehicles. With them losing all these tanks here, we've lost quite a bit of vehicles here. It's more on our part, and losses are a little bit higher. They still have the IS-2 out here, still hammering us, doing quite a bit of damage. Explosion right there, that was awesome. Look at how that tree fell apart. It's moving up forward to stalk us now. As we move back, getting into a defensive position because we're not able to break out. Let's see how the rest of the battle is going. They're pushing up on this ridge once again. There's another King Tiger tank here. Another squad is lost as they start pressing us even harder. Things are a little bit bleak on our side. And then you can see they're maneuvering heavy vehicles. It is quite cool how they have the jerry can and some of these boxes on top of this like that. Oh, it took a heavy hit. The crew was killed. It's that Panther tank. And we're just getting piled on by artillery. I forgot that one of the most annoying things about this match, just like the one of the previous matches we had too, was the use of artillery, especially the just the rocket artillery. In this match, it was very aggressive, and it probably was the thing that affected us the most. Especially with the fact that we can only get one King Tiger tank at the start of phase A. We don't actually start coming into our element until phase B and phase C. At least that's how my deck's built up. As you can see, we have another King Tiger tank coming up now that we're in phase B. It's coming up to replace the one that was lost earlier. 290 points, very expensive, not easy to replace. So once they're lost, it's a humongous loss towards your game. They're very cool, very big, very slow, and very vulnerable to artillery and airstrikes. So those are the two things that I would say that that you would have to look out against. Armor, they're virtually invulnerable, especially to the IS-2s. But, you know, they can still be cracked by anything. I've had one, I believe in another match, after this one, where we had one of these tanks knocked out by T-34. And that's all due to the fact that T-34 got too close. And now we're still being shelled. Our ghillie is launching that heavy 150 millimeter HE at this Sherman. Explosions right there. They're moving a lot of tanks around this area. We're quite outnumbered. Same thing with our ally here. He only has mostly AT guns. I think he's also focused on the ridge too. So he's actually on two sides right now. Yeah, right here and right here. Well, we're just basically concentrated here. And here comes this big tank rush. It's just they have so many. As you can see, there's multiple guys here. So it's not just one guy. There's two guys pressing on the right. The Koenigsteiger's just coming into battle. We lose the panzer tank. And things are looking kind of grim at the moment. But the King Tiger tank's enough to repel this. The problem is, once again, is airstrikes and artillery. Look, every single time it pops up, they would always shoot at us with freaking artillery or just pile on us with airstrikes. See, like I said, there's more than two here. They had a good strategy dealing with that, just that one tank. Yeah, look at that. They would completely block it out. They just lob artillery. The only way to get away from artillery, at least in my experience, is instead of going back, or sometimes they'll fire at you from behind, is just to always move forward. Move into the artillery strike. Don't go, if it's coming at you, just go forward. And the best thing we can do is take a defensive stance, because there's a lot of tanks. We don't really have the muscle to push forward, and not much we can do. We're very defensive until we can get more vehicles out. We got another Tiger tank. We got a Tiger tank coming up now. You know, we just lost a Panzer. We just replaced another Panzer with the Panzer here. There's two burned out Panzers there, and the fist is still to come. And here comes more artillery strikes. They're just hitting all over this entire tree line up there towards that hill. Counter battery wasn't doing much. Lost another infantry squad. It's just like our entire side is just shelled up. And because I'm investing so much on these King Tiger tanks, you know, all my investments go in here. Here comes an IS-2. And it gets out of range. Oh, no, we take it out. Awesome. Well, that's a good kill. It's a little morale booster. 200 points right there. You just can see the littered vehicles on that side over there. Another heavy vehicle there. It's that IS-2. It's that ISU-152. I can never pronounce that one for some reason. And here they go again with the strategy of automatically just, you know, covering up this King Tiger tank with their smoke. Here I bring up the Tiger tank to try to deal with this because we have another artillery strike coming in along with the infantry spam. They knock out the Tiger tank, and the infantry is going to just barrel through here. Bringing up another Panzer tank, and then my idea here is to get this King Tiger tank around, see if we can fire around them. But I maybe should have pulled him back. Here we're getting shot up by a light vehicle and some of this stuff here. It's another IS-2. And we lose the second King Tiger tank. And now they're doing a determined push into the town. As infantry is piling back in, trying to stop it. Heavy artillery strikes are coming into the town as well. We run into some infantry that was retreating, and there's the horde. Lose the half track as it goes into battle, potting everybody out. Look how cool this looks. Usually I don't get too much time during matches to actually appreciate the combat like this, so being able to sit down and watch a replay and record it and share it with you guys is pretty nice because we get to experience it this way as well. Getting him. Oh, what a great shot. God damn, look at that. Everybody just around it just completely torn apart. Oh man. Everything's just destroyed. And here comes more artillery. They're just pressing us extremely hard with this. Just giving us no time to breathe. And at this point, like, this entire position is lost. There's no way. Even with like heavy casualties, they're still pressing up. And anything that shoots at them is just getting, you know, shot up with a, you know, that rocket artillery. I'm trying to stop them, but you know, here comes the heavy tanks. We're under fire at the moment. And this vehicle here is just causing a lot of damage here. They just completely black out as soon as more infantry moves in. We're trying to hold them off, but I mean, this is as bleak as it can get. So look at that. We lost 2 tanks. Just trying to get here. Here comes more artillery. Alright, let me see. And here comes the tank span. Only 2 of them, huh? I thought that was more. Yeah, here they're popping up. Here's their assault into the town. You can see our vehicles getting torn apart as soon as they come in. Give me 1 second, guys. And we just had another vehicle get blown over there. These guys survived despite the fact they have to crawl to get through the hail of artillery fire. And we're seeing them take the last flag, and at this point, moving closer to our spawn point. Right now, it's about Russian armor and troops over there. The losses have been catastrophic. Look at this. Just everything that's burning here, just guys littering the field. Just the amount of half tracks that were just burned out. Here comes more of them. And that's just holding this last little couple houses here. That guy just got murdered. They're moving in with more infantry and like light tanks. Oh, that tank was just torn apart. Infantry was killed. But no tank can get close enough, or assault gun can get close enough to this. And that's the problem here, is they have complete superiority. And with that, they have air superiority too. They dropped their bombs. Where are they landing? And now we're being really pushed back now. This vehicle falls back as fast as it can. As more of these half tracks are coming up, more casualties are being recorded. You can see that T-34-85 looking over. Just carnage. And now it becomes evident that we're just gonna have to hold this, because they're coming in with like just waves of tanks. Our entire right flank has collapsed. I ordered as many of these as I could, because we gotta press these guys into service immediately. There's no time to wait. And this just becomes a massive tank battle. More coming up. Just look at that. We're getting hit with artillery. Knocks out an AT gun and a Stug. And just in less than 60 seconds, you see a tank graveyard. And this is the crazy thing about this match, that this is just the start of it. These armored vehicles here are just a part of an entire wave that's going to happen, because we're just 30 minutes in, and this match gets even crazier. So here we have our assault guns again, because we're trying to stop anything that's pushing up and trying to recover the ridge so we can, you know, get this part of the town back. They're flooding everything they can. Like, the entire flanks are just collapsing. And it's all because my flank collapsed. And, you know, we just had multiple people push in at the same time. I'm going to follow this Stug as they try to take back this ridge, and they move over to that tank graveyard over there. Smoke screen trying to stop, which means anytime they have a smoke screen, at least in this match, it means that there's a lot more armor coming up. So here we have to get prepared for this. And you can see they have some armor down over here, and it's moving up a little bit. Not a problem from our guys. Oh, look at the amount of armor that's there. And the push that they're making just generally. Everything's just collapsing. And right now it's just a small armor push. But once again, that artillery just gets in the way of everything. Just relentless. And up there you can see the problem. Here goes the artillery again. Just completely, you know, folding our units. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to do some work-related stuff. I'm trying to get these guys out of here right now, too, in real life. As you know, so you guys know, I'm also a business owner, so I also have to always be involved with this. Even when I think my day's done, I'm still involved with work somehow. Which is one of the reasons why I love armored vehicles and tanks and anything that's basically diesel powered. It's just my love of anything, you know, with heavy machinery. I've grown up around it when I was younger, and now also owning equipment and everything like that. It's just, honestly, it's a dream come true. And, you know, playing these games and, you know, enjoying, you know, sharing this with you guys is also something I, you know, enjoy quite a lot. It lets me stay a little bit sane, considering the fact that the world's completely crazy right now. But I digress. But yeah, this is where our entire right flank just collapsed. You know, right now it's just, you know, everywhere else it looks pretty good. It's just this right flank just completely collapsed on us. Me and Moro couldn't hold it back. He's completely fallen back to this side over here. It's almost to the point where it's like better just to give up this little piece of stretch of land, because it's kind of pointless now. He's bringing up more an IS-2 and a T-34. T-34 is knocked out. And the massive tank battle doesn't stop, despite the fact that they completely control most of the side of the map. And we're still knocking them out, though. And they're suffering casualties. So this hasn't been just... well, it's been easy for them in the sense they've been able to gain ground, but it's been costly. Oh, another airstrike. It's just... that stuff is just devastating to our armor. There's still a little battle to try to capture that spawn point still. But, you know, at this point, they've even captured the bridge. Let me check on this real quick. There's a fire as the infantry is trying to get close enough to use their AT guns. And our armored vehicles are just shooting at them with their machine guns. Some infantry here. The IS-2 is still there. Trying to get the kill shot on it. The T-34 has shown up. And another one. It's just like they spawn in. So many of them. They pick up one of their Stugs. Pick up one of their T-34s. T-34 is taking damage and is destroyed. But for every tank that's being blown, one of ours is being blown as well. The IS-2 is back. Or IS-2s. One that's damaged and one that's pretty healthy. IS-2 is blown out by the Stug. And at this point, it's just the spawn point taken. There's not much we can do. It's better just to give it up. And we're not going to hold it. They have too many guys. Their artillery has been too devastating, and their armored fist has just been incredible. It really has. If it wasn't for our teammates doing well on the other side of the map, right now this would Okay, sorry about that again, guys. So we lose more Stugs. They're just getting absolutely pulverized. And they have taken the right flank. But as I was saying before, if it wasn't for our teammates being just absolute gods, this match would have been over. It's really their efforts why this hasn't collapsed yet. Even despite the right flank, it's just, you know, completely collapsed. But this is also due to the fact that they have almost collapsed on every other front. So most of their fist was coming through the right. So it's unfortunate that we took the brunt of it. But this is the part where things change. So for anybody else in this position, usually you would just give up, surrender, and just call it quits and just be like, okay, go on to another match. Well, this is where determination and perseverance really comes into play. As you can see, this guy surrendered here. This is where the counterattack starts and where things completely change for them. So this moment of glory where they, you know, pulverized us on this hill, crushed us in this town, you know, beat us out of this forest, you know, just slowly just, you know, piling the hurt. That doesn't last forever. And as you can see, we're already starting to counterattack. Right now, for me, the most important part is getting my points back. You know, I still have, you know, we're already in phase C, which means we have King Tiger tanks. These guys are already turning around and going towards this direction here. And he's got this thing coming out, this heavy Ferdinand, and some, you know, some Stugs and Panzers, which are not going to be effective against those ISs. But as soon as that King Tiger tank comes out, things are going to change. The Panther tank's going to be effective just because it's a very armored, heavy armored vehicle. It's got good range. It can look at that town over there. And, you know, and they're slowly pushing us back. But like I said before, things will change. Things will definitely change soon. And they all start right now with this anti-aircraft defenses because, you know, like I said before, one thing that's killing us right now is the air superiority they have. Second, you know, they've been quite brutal towards us. I wonder why I've been a terrible quit. He's not the best player out there, but I've played with him a few times, and he hasn't done too bad for a new player. And right now the focus is just to liquor wounds. That artillery's back into play. That stays into play the entire game. Yeah, we're already, what, 40 minutes into the video and we're still talking about the artillery. It's just, it pisses me off the entire game just how effective it was and just how many units we lost to it. It really is what changed the tide of everything. And it really helped their advance because they were able to rely on, you know, combined arms warfare. We weren't really relying on that. But here we go. This is the counterattack. This is where things begin to change. Slowly, as you can see, everything is starting to crumble as they are also overextended. They are getting pushed on all fronts. They're getting pushed here. As you see, our teammates are pushing here also with their own King Tiger tank. And they're getting pushed over here too. So now it's our time. It's our chance to capture the right flank again. They take out our anti-air as our Koinks Tiger's back. And with this heavy tank here and this reconnaissance here, we should have an advantage over the armor that we're looking at, even though we're completely outnumbered. Look at the amount of armor we're dealing with. Quite a bit of burned wrecks too, just recently. Artillery once again being effective. King Tiger tank moving up slowly, looking for prey. Got a panzer coming up too. It's time to start armor fists back. And the amount of armor that's just piling up in that town is ridiculous. They're so built up. You have 3 players on this map here. Comrade Stalin, Turban Man, Shady Shark Blue. Right now we're really pounding their armor. One of their commanders got taken out, so that means a lot of the stuff is blind at the moment. The T-34 is withdrawing. If he can get away, we'll see. Our King Tiger tank is locked on it. Right now the King Tiger tank's taking on this IS-2. King Tiger tank's taking the hits pretty well. And it's up against 2 tanks. One of our Panthers got killed. Took some damage. I wonder if the Panther's going to take it out or the King Tiger tank. Oh, the Panther did. Well, he got a slight help because we did wear it down. Here's the other Panzer coming up. Our commander's coming up too. And with this good fire support, now we're able to really hurt them. As I like to call revenge. And we got the boost from the commander. They're trying to take out the King Tiger tank because that's the biggest threat on the battlefield right now. The AT gun gets blown out. Tanks are trying to come down the straight. We got a KV-1S. It's falling back after being penetrated, and it's completely knocked out. Panzer tank joins in. Now we have multiple tanks firing at the same time. We can take those hits with the King Tiger tank. Our anti-aircraft defenses are holding up. There's an engagement between T-34 and the King Tiger tank. The IS-2 is knocked out by artillery. And things are just getting crazy, guys. Like, the amount of firepower that's being exchanged right now is insane. We're keeping the King Tiger tank there because it's still taking the hits pretty well. Armor's not penetrated yet. And the commander is getting hit. We got this heavy gun coming in too. And soon we're going to have more King Tiger tanks come in. They're trying to hit us with artillery. There's that AA gun. We took too many artillery strikes. Just too many. It's a good thing it wasn't lost. Just falling back and panicked. But they did have the opportunity to take it out. Here comes the second Queen's Tiger. And the counterattack is still in full swing. Oh man, terrible loss right there with the Panther tank being blown out. And the massive air battle going on. As the grind forward is being pushed. Queen's Tiger is still here. Let's check out its range. Could probably fire that AT gun up there. That's very dangerous because it's just overlooking the entire pass. And right now, as soon as this gets unpanicked, best thing we could do is push forward here, start breaking up these T-34s and KVs, and get rid of them. And start capturing these two flags here to swap the game out. That'll put us in an 18-14 lead. And eventually pushing here and here. If we can get as far as here would be excellent, but I don't think we can get it. We got as far as up here. But this is going to be a pretty ridiculous counterattack. Just lost the AA gun on their side. Artillery, you should see they're getting pounded with artillery now. The Counterattack's back in action. That KV sees that it's futile to continue fighting with the King Tiger tank. We press it forward too to move it up. Get to claim the kill. And let's see if this King Tiger tank can take it out. Their accuracy isn't always the best. Got some recon coming up there. It's falling back. It hasn't been taken out yet. It also takes a while for it to reload. And that KV is refusing to die. Or either these guys are just blind as bats and just don't know how to fire. One of the two. Oh, no, it got killed. Now they have a huge gap here. And it's time to exploit it with some infantry. We're going to move them up and try to start capturing these positions here in the town. As the tanks have opened up the ability of taking these two flags right now. And hopefully we can take back our spawn point soon. KV is down. But we're able to dismount before we get ambushed. Not everybody. These guys are forced to surrender. I think they have a tank here. Right now we're able to get some infantry to also surrender as well. As that T-34 gets into battle. The biggest threat to these tanks is not other tanks, like I said before, but it's actually the infantry. And somebody captured a point on this side over here. But right now it's to capture this point here. Just the amount of smoke and oh, look how cool that is, that plane, and the amount of shell fire on those planes up there. You really can't see anything like Steel Division. There really is no other game out there like it. At least when it comes to the size of this. Look at this mayhem going on. You got this infantry squad here getting engaged, likely about to be destroyed. And then you got an air duel up there with the anti-aircraft guns just going crazy. And here they have their exposure. They have all their anti-aircraft guns just lined up out in the open. Shows you how comfortable they were too. That T-34 has been burnt out. And now we're pressing from all sides right now. Moving the Counterattackers because the artillery is starting to come down on us too. That's a crashed plane. We got artillery coming down there. Trying to escape artillery. Like I said, the best thing you can do is go forward. This infantry squad right here now is being engaged. And it's the battle for this little train station. They still have IS-2s, which are still very dangerous. And we have some mechanized infantry coming in from the left to hopefully be successful and capture the flag. As of yet, we've yet to capture the flag. 2 more flags were captured over here. But the infantry was able to dismount. Half track gets hit from that AT gun over there. The crew is killed. And here goes the engagement with the half track supporting the infantry squad pushing forward. As finally we claimed the flag that was taken away from us. 2 flags here. Now they're moving some of their mechanized infantry in. As the Koinksteigers keep pushing it forward. We got more infantry coming in over here. And right now it's to capture the spawn point. So counterattack is full in effect. It's being successful. It's having results. And it's capturing as much ground as we can. Like I said, this is where things, like I said, most people would have already quit. But, you know, this is, like I said before, perseverance comes into play. They captured the flag back. It's going to be traded because they're not going to give it up so easily. But it's going to be hard for them to take it with half tracks and infantry build up in this area. So the chances of holding it is going to be hard. They got some KVs coming up trying to deal with us. But they're no match for these King Tiger tanks. And the tank battle continues. We also have this Ferdinand right here. So that thing's also going to be... It's going to make it a really, really powerful wall. And this is the last flag they hold on this side of the field. Another airstrike. Very dangerous. More infantry just burning down. The amount of destruction just for this area has been off the charts. Look at that. Oh, and they ran right into that building. Oh, and they're just getting completely butchered. Oh, just lit them right up. They didn't even shoot at them until they actually even just got out of their vehicles. How heartless. Look at that. They're just being completely just shot up. Half tracks are just coming into play and just butchering them. And these, you know, King Tigers are still doing their thing. We got some of these nice Stugs coming up. Throwing everything we got out here. Now the path is clear to capture the our original flag. Excuse me. But this is like I said, this is how intense this match was. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The Evans flows, like they say in boxing. And a lot of these guys here are just, you know, they're good for urban combat and up close and personal. But, I mean, right now, it's very hard with the entire road just being watched by tanks, infantry, and a half track. And they're only infantry. See, the same thing was going to happen again. They're unable to, like, first of all, fire because of the close range, and at the same time, they're also not going to, you know, beat us in range. Oh, the crew is still killed on that half track, and they're still chilling though, even though he's dead. And now we got the armor just shooting. The guy we were facing now surrenders. It's kind of ironic when we were completely on the back foot. But now we sense blood, and we decide to make the push. Because now it's to capture this spawn point and capture as much as we can to the right. That Slutsk gets killed because it went out there all by itself too far. And he keeps attacking with these guys. Doesn't have much of a choice. He might not have much left in the deck. And now these tanks are going to press here to capture this last flag. And here comes the artillery. Soften up the guys in the buildings. Just a crazy match overall. Crazy counterattack. And then on top of all that, we lose our King Tiger tanks. God damn it. Oh, man. Just to pay attention so much to the infantry combat over here, just ignore these guys, which are 290 points, by the way. So this is going to negatively impact us a lot, considering the fact that we just did so well to counterattack this entire flank here. And when losing these two tanks here is just... It's terrible. We already lost 2 in this town. Lost 2 more here. You know, 290 apiece. That's a ton of losses. That's not counting all our armor losses as well, you know. So it's pretty heavy. Kind of demoralizing too. Because it's at the end of the game. At the last stretch. 2 minutes and 43 seconds and we lose everything. Now we're just dependent on, you know, this one. Oh, we have 1 more left? That's crazy. I forgot we had 1 more. I'm surprised considering the fact that we just lost 2 right there. We have a Stug. So, I mean, I wonder how the actual losses were. Because this seems kind of lopsided, you know. These guys are just watching a... Look at that artillery just come down. And here's the counterattack. You know, I do want to look more at our Quakes Tiger because it's important, but 2 minutes remaining. I do want to see these guys capture this flag here. Now that Sherman's going to get destroyed right now. Oh, blown to pieces. Oh, that infantry was just killed by the King Tiger tank. It's going to be a duel against the King Tiger tank and the IS. And now they're going to push in there with the Romanian division. Oh, we're taking some heavy hits. Maybe that King Tiger tank was moved up a little bit too far up. Maybe it's a minute. 20 to 12. 20 to 12. We're about to capture this flag here. Oh, we lose a Stug and the King Tiger tank. Another one. That's 5 in total. Wow. Wow, that is disheartening. Oh, capture that flag. 11 to 21. We're completely thrown out because we've expended everything we had. We only have Stugs left. And we're just, at least we captured our section back. And our counterattack was effective. And, you know, the King Tiger tanks played a lot in the game. But, oh my God, look at these losses. Oh, man. It's so just terrible to see them, man. Oh, it hurts me just to look at it. Oh, man. Great match, great counterattack, great everything, and then it just has to end like this. Last 3 minutes, you take everything away. Well, we at least win the game, and it's a good learning experience. You know, not every loss or any win is always negative. So at least we take the W here. What are the stats? That's the most important part here. Considering the fact that we lost all those those King Tiger tanks, it's not that bad. You know, it could be better if we hadn't lost 3 of them. I would say it would even out about the same, but you know, a lot of those losses were the King Tiger tanks, and then the other tanks we lost in our deck too. So it really came down to the fact that those single units cost so much, and the loss of them was so terrible, and it's just it's tough. But it was definitely a great game. Those King Tiger tanks came in their element. Look at the amount of kills this guy got. They just massacred any of the tanks, units, and anything they encountered. Really, what tore them apart was just artillery and airstrikes, which we should add better cover on the anti-aircraft part of things, but our counter battery wasn't working as well. But it is what it is. It was a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the counterattack was badass at the end. We captured almost all their ground and just took back what was ours after losing it so badly and getting so pounded out. We were able to just take back what was ours. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is Atlaka Games. I hope you guys if you like this type of content. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. And I hope you guys have a great day.